Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
From snow to rain, sleet, and freezing rain, there's a lot going on out there, and what you're seeing depends on where you live. We can't forget the wind, too. It's whipping the power lines in Warren, Minnesota. Thanks to a viewer for sending us that video. And did we mention the icy conditions? Drivers are taking it easy at this intersection in West Fargo near I-94. But there are plenty of spots around the area where drivers are spinning out because of those icy roads. Our First Alert Storm team accurately gave you the heads up on this storm, so let's get the latest now from them. Hutch?
Andrea, the Valley News Live First Alert Storm team has issued a weather alert day.
There we go. I'm sorry about that. Thank you so much. We do have some snow reports. They're filtering in, and as we went through our day here in the valley, we got all of that ice, and here in the Fargo area, freezing rain accumulated to the tune of 1/10 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch in and around the area. 5 inches reported in Ellendale, in Grand Forks, Valley City at that same total. Some earlier reports from Carlstead and Emerado having totals of around 2 inches of snow on the ground. And here is the latest. Winter storm warning continues for the red counties you see here, surrounded by winter weather advisories as we go into the morning. Some of the heaviest bands yet that we've seen are setting up from Fargo, moving into northwest Minnesota, and down here by Sisseton, if you can see it, a little bit of lightning taking place. That's right, thunder snow. Now, we do have some of this that is showing up as snow in Crookston, heavy, and a look at DOT cams showing roads are very, very greasy in those areas. This looks like snow over Fargo, but want to show you something here. This is target correlation, a product on a dual polarization radar that helps us see inside the clouds. Where you see these bright colors here, that's likely mixed precipitation or ice coming down. Coming into Fargo, more ice, more sleet mixed with some snowflakes. All snow where you see the red colors there because all of those targets are highly correlated. They look alike to the different polarized beams of the radar. There is a look at the activity. There's the thunder snow, and it continues into the late night hours. Some of us will see several more inches on top of what we got. If you're in Grand Forks and you already have 5 inches, I'll have the very latest in your hour-by-hour forecast, Andrea, coming up here in just a few more moments. But that video you started with, I got to tell you, that ice accumulates in trees, on power lines, and that wind is going to be a problem. Power outages will be a concern.
All right. Thanks, Hutch. Our area is getting pummeled by, as you heard Hutch mention, the severe spring weather. Ice and snow on your windshields and sidewalks not going away just yet. Luckily, a lot of you are still at home because of the pandemic. Valley News Team's Joshua Pagero is out in the elements. He joins us live with more. Joshua?
Andrew, we're standing right in the middle of it. As you can see, ice and snow are falling. And if you look right behind me is a state highway right here. And one of the plus that road and city crews do tell us when they're plowing tonight is there'll be less cars out on the road. The first major spring storm is upon us, and it's happening during the coronavirus pandemic. But that does not mean you should take things lightly.
Slow down, keep that cruise control off, wear your seatbelt, be prepared for events that are going to be happening up ahead of you.
Captain Brian Ewing of North Dakota Highway Patrol says state highways have seen cuts in the number of cars.
It depends on where you're at, but those traffic counts are down anywhere from 10 to almost 40 to 50%, depending upon where you're at.
Newen says less traffic has meant a reduction on the number of accidents. Despite the pandemic, Fargo Public Works says staff is treating the snow and ice as they would any other storm. Business as usual.
We started preparing for this event about 3 days ago. We hadn't had our plows on our trucks for a while, so we started having our staff get equipment prepped up.
Director Ben Dow says the city hasn't had a major snowstorm since mid-January, and the fact many cars are not on the road has been a plus.
When we see less cars and interaction with people out there when we're plowing, that makes us just that much more efficient. We can move along that much faster.
Again, Andrew, as you can see, we're pointing out to I-94 right here. There are less cars than usual, as North Dakota Highway Patrol says, but there are still vehicles. A lot of these vehicles tend to be commercial vehicles and semis. Just earlier, there were a few semis that had jackknifed in Clay County and Bards County, and a few spinouts as well. So when you're out there on the road, just as a Highway Patrol said, just take it slow. I'm going to send it right back to you in the studio, reporting live in Fargo. Joshua Pagero, Valley News Live.
All right. Thanks, Joshua, for that Live report. Authorities are urging drivers to use caution after a semi flipped into the median along I-94 near Oriska. It's not known yet if the driver was hurt. A check of the DOT map shows partially snow-covered roads along the interstate between Jamestown and Dickinson. Officials say be sure to give other drivers plenty of space, slow down, and do not use your cruise control. The North Dakota Department of Health has confirmed 12 new cases of the COVID-19, with half of those cases in Cass County. 6 new cases from Cass County have been confirmed, all but one of which were spread through close contact. The other cases were in Montreal, Stark, Ward, and Williams counties, with patients ranging in age from their 20s to their 80s. North Dakota's Attorney General Wayne Stenjum spoke during the daily briefing in Bismarck today, stressing how scammers are preying on people during this crisis. In particular, a fake Publishers Clearinghouse scam is sweeping the state.
They're all scams. And we have seen people have lost over $10,000 here in North Dakota, and it seems to be proliferating. Once you send money to these scam artists by a wire transfer, a credit card transaction, or any technology transfer, we can't get it back.
Attorney General Stenjum also wants people to watch out for a couple other scams. The stimulus check scam preys on people who will soon get a stimulus check from the federal government. There's also a scam email asking you to donate money to buy masks and other medical supplies. And the ever-popular grandparent scam, asking you to help your grandchild who now has COVID-19. Here are the numbers for today. North Dakota has 12 new positive cases of the coronavirus. 3 of those cases are in Cass County. We'll double check that number because I just told you that 6 new cases are from Cass County. Moving on, this is the 3rd day in a row that the numbers have climbed and brings the total number of cases in the state to 159. 43 people have recovered from COVID-19. Over 4,900 have been tested. 28 people are hospitalized and 3 people have died. You can head over to our VNL News app to see the counties affected in North Dakota and Minnesota. Officials at North Dakota State University sent an email out to students to let them know there is a confirmed case of COVID-19 on the NDSU campus. The email did not specify whether the positive case is from a student or a faculty member. NDSU says it's working to isolate that individual and will be following up with others who may have recently come into contact with that person. Meanwhile, in Minnesota, state health officials are reporting another death contributed to COVID-19, bringing the total number there to 18. In total, 742 people in Minnesota have tested positive for the illness. 75 people are currently hospitalized. However, officials are also reporting that 373 people no longer need to be isolated. Clay County has the most cases in northwestern Minnesota with 8. While many things have come to a halt in an effort to fight COVID-19, emergencies have not, leaving first responders in an even more dangerous position. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley talked with local police and EMS today on how they're staying healthy while they're still making sure that you're safe.
Every day is a learning experience.
Like most businesses in the Valley, our local first responders are changing their protocols to stay safe when out in the community.
It's definitely different than anything we're used to.
Dispatchers are now screening 911 calls for COVID-19 symptoms while responders are on their way to the scene.
And if that's the case, they are telling our officers who are responding so that way they can take appropriate precautions, such as wearing their mask, wearing gowns, wearing gloves, wearing eye protection.
FM Ambulance says if a patient is unresponsive and cannot be screened, responders act like the patient is positive, fully gearing up before entering the situation.
Even when our crews respond, they still start their assessment from 6 feet away if at all possible.
But wearing protective gear can't always be the case for firefighters and police when dealing with dangerous incidents, which is partly why Fargo police now have on-call reserve officers ready to patrol if a current officer gets exposed. Both Fargo and Moorhead police say they are also limiting how many squad cars transport people to jail or detox.
People don't need to go to jail if it's a misdemeanor crime, or if it's a situation where maybe a ticket is more appropriate than jail. We're going to try to limit the amount of people we bring to the jail.
Adding, while they can't be germ-free, responders are being as safe as possible to continue to serve the FM area. In Fargo, Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
All local law enforcement agencies say they are no longer responding in person to non-emergent calls, saying they are taking as many as possible, those reports over the phone, to limit person-to-person interaction. Police in the Northern Valley are asking for your help finding a missing man. His picture is up on your screen right now. Grand Forks police are looking for Benjamin Norling in regard to a welfare check. They say he was last seen in Grand Forks, but they don't know what he was wearing or where he is now. If you have any information, you can call police. Things have turned around for the better for a Fargo child care center. Nearly 2 weeks ago, the owners of Hope Child Care told us they were weeks away from closing because of the coronavirus outbreak. But after our story, owner Faith Dixon says dozens of people reached out to them, one person even donating $1,000. Dixon says she's applying for state grants that Governor Doug Burgum recently made available.
They're looking out for us. They're most definitely knowing that we are an essential part of this community, and it's so good to be appreciated and being at this time we're getting help.
Dixon says her landlord has also been working with her on payments. Still ahead tonight, they don't wear masks, but this high-tech nurse is helping save lives at Italy hospitals.
And we need you. If you have snow, we'd love to have your reports. You can upload your photos and reports to us either online or on Facebook. Here's a photo. School canceled today, they said, with a smile and hope. That's homeschool. Another shot of some snow reports across the valley, and your hour-by-hour forecast is next.